father is the devil, the Caucasian black man, the skunk of the planet Earth. But as you know, his time is up and mine is short too. So I want to bring before you the representative of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan here in the city of Denver, Colorado. I bring before you Student Minister Herman Muhammad.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah. Let's keep going, Brother David. Praise Allah. All right. How's everyone doing? Fine. Praise is due to Allah. In the most holy name of Allah, the beneficent, the merciful, I bear witness that there is no God but He. I bear witness that Muhammad is His messenger. As students of religion, as citizens on this wonderful planet that we call Earth, we thank Allah for all of His messengers, all of His great ones, all of His prophets, His sages, and we thank Allah for all of the scriptures that they brought. So we thank Allah for Abraham and Moses and the Abrahamic prophets and the divine revelation of the Torah, the Old Testament. We thank Allah for Jesus and His disciples and the revelation of the Gospel, the Injil, the New Testament. We thank Allah for Prophet Muhammad ibn Abdullah of 1400 years ago and the divine revelation of the Holy Quran. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon each and every one of these worthy servants of His. But as students of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we can never thank Allah enough for His coming and intervening in our affairs. Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
In the divine person of Master Fard Muhammad.
Yes,
I smile every time I say his name.
Beautiful.
It's just a beautiful thing, man. And for Him coming 9,000 miles to seek and to save that which was lost.
That's right.
And upon His arrival, finding one in his words, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad's words, in a pile of junk.
Come on. That's
And taking him off of that junk pile and shining him up. Right? Giving him a word for our people to raise us from the dead.
That's right.
The most honorable Elijah Muhammad. But of course, I personally could never thank Allah enough if I lived to be 1,000 or 2,000 or 5,000 years old for leaving one as a divine reminder that God is present and in the world, and that we did not miss Him and that we are not forsaken. He is the one that I am trying to represent to you today. He is the leader in the absence of the leader. The teacher in the absence of the teacher. The guide in the absence of the guide. He is the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan.
That's right.
And it is in their names that we greet you, of course, in the nation's greetings of peace and paradise. We said in the Arabic language, Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam, sir.
How's everyone feeling?
Fine, sir.
Oh, praise is due to Allah. Man, I'm so thankful to Allah for each and every one of you for coming and spending your precious time today. It always lifts my spirits, man, whenever I see you all. And I mean that from the depth of my soul. Today's subject is a very timely subject.
That's right.
Because it's where we at right now.
Yes, sir.
The subject is entitled The Judgment.
You.
The Judgment.
Yes, sir.
Now, it's a beautiful thing, man, because, you know, we're here at Nation of Islam Denver Study Group, soon to be Muhammad's Mosque number 51.
That's right. That's right.
And we share space, of course, with churches, and we know that there are temples and synagogues throughout the state and throughout the country. And each and every one of these monotheistic religions believe in the judgment.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. That's right.
But the amazing thing is that even though each and every one of these monotheistic religions believe in the judgment, rarely will you hear a preacher talk about the judgment.
That's right.
I mean, rarely, if ever. Most of them, you know, depending on the size of the church, if it's a big church, they're going to be preaching a prosperity gospel. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
They teaching, you know, about God's blessings and his abundance and all that. And all that's real, right? Because God is the ultimate granter of blessing and giver of all abundance. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
But he also is the ultimate judge.
That's right.
And we are absolutely living in that time. So, y'all know me, I'm a word fan. I love to know the meanings and the nuances of words.
Come on.
And I don't think that you should say anything if you don't know what the hell you talking
There you
about.
go.
Come on, that's
Real
right.
talk right there.
So, before we talk about the judgment, we got to ask ourselves, what is the judgment? Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So the definition of judgment is the ability to make, and this is according to Mr. Webster, the ability to make considered decisions or come to sensible conclusions, right? An opinion or conclusion, or a decision of a court or judge. Secondly, a misfortune or calamity viewed as a divine punishment.
Come on.
Now that one right there,
That's
that's the part we want to get to.
Yes, sir.
Because we make judgments every day.
That's right.
And in this world, we're taught that, you know, the enemy got a hold of the scripture. And he said, judge not lest ye be judged.
Come on.
And that's true to a certain extent, but it has to be understood in the proper context.
That's right.
See, we make judgments every single day. The ability to make considered decisions or come to sensible conclusions, right? If I'm going outside and I'm crossing the street on Peoria, I'm gonna make a judgment as to whether I walk into that crosswalk.
That's right.
When I see 1,000 cars coming through at a high rate of speed, right?
That's
You gonna make that judgment like, nah, I'm gonna wait.
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna wait on the signal. Right? You gotta make that judgment. If you see your brother or your sister doing something that is wrong, a lot of times we make a judgment, right?
Yes, sir.
As to, man, that's wrong, that brother shouldn't be doing that. That sister shouldn't be doing that. And the enemy will have you thinking that you making a judgment, but you because you're making a judgment on something wrong that someone else is doing, that you're making a mistake because you're gonna be judged. That's not true. See, we judge right or wrong. What Allah or God was saying when he said, judge not lest ye be judged, he was saying, judge not in hypocrisy,
Come on.
lest ye be judged.
That's right.
In other words, you don't be doing wrong and say sister's doing
Come
wrong.
on. That's right.
You know what I'm saying? Because as your one finger's pointed at her, 3 is pointed right back at you.
That's right.
Is that right?
Yes,
That's
sir.
right.
So we don't judge in hypocrisy. These things have to be understood because the devil has got a hold of the scripture, y'all. Y'all know that, right?
Come on.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Put his stamp all on him. So, judgments, we make them every day. But the judgment that we're talking about in this particular lecture is the judgment of Allah, who is the ultimate of judges.
That's right.
You know, we got them judges that, you know what I'm saying, that many of us done stood before.
Ain't no doubt.
And they said the Honorable so-and-so Crackerville presiding. And we all stood up and got whatever he gave us. Is that right?
That's right. That's right.
Most of the time, it was not just.
That's right.
Right?
Come on. Right.
But the judge that we're talking about is Allah, who is always just.
Come on.
Man, So, when you look up divine judgment, right? It's interesting because the devil, the enemy, whatever you want to call him, he don't have no definition for it.
Come on.
Right? He says that judgment is a misfortune or calamity viewed as a divine punishment. But he don't have a definition for divine judgment. I wonder why.
Come on.
I mean, just think about that. Like, seriously, you can search Google right now. You won't be able to find anything. I wonder why. And we all know the reason why.
That's right.
It's because they're trying to hide what divine judgment actually is because they're under it.
That's right.
Say it again.
Are y'all listening?
Yes, sir.
They're trying to hide what divine judgment is because they're actually under it.
Yes, sir.
Real talk. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. We're going to talk a lot about the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad today. All praise is due to Allah.
Great.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, when he was raised by Master Fard Muhammad and taught by him for 3.5 years, afterwards he came out and made a proclamation that God had come. This is powerful. And he had judged this entire world. I want y'all to think about this now. A little Georgia-born black man who only went to the 3rd or the 4th grade of school, didn't have so he didn't have much of an education at all. He spoke well, but he had a stammering tongue.
That's right.
Come on.
Right? He's intelligent, but he had a speech impediment. Sometimes your words just get in the way, right? But here he is in Detroit, Michigan, in Black Bottom, the worst part of Detroit, Michigan.
That's right.
But he comes out and he proclaims to the world that God taught him and said that this world was under divine judgment. Particularly the white man and the government of the United States of America. That's a powerful proclamation, right?
Yes, sir.
Then he goes and begins proving it. Scripturally and with current events as to what's going on. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
So he pointed us out. He pointed out certain scriptures to us. This one we always like to quote. Because in Genesis, the 15th chapter, the 13th through the 15th verse, God says to Abraham, and he said unto Abram, know of a surety that thy seed shall be a stranger in a land that is not theirs, and shall serve them, and they shall afflict them 400 years. And also that nation whom they shall serve will I judge. And afterward they will come out with great substance. So this beautiful black man, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, points out that there's no other people in history who fit that description except for black people here in the hills of North America.
Come on, come on.
And he's saying this in the 30s, right?
That's right.
So he said that God had judged and we coming out. And his mission begins. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
He starts to point out conditions that we were seeing then and that we're seeing right now. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
He said it. He pointed this scripture out. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, but be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginnings of sorrows. But this is a scripture that points to the condition the conditions that will be present at the time of God's judgment. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Man. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So we can see this right now.
Yes, sir.
In Russia, I was just watching CNN before I came here today. In Russia, even though Putin seems to be losing, according to media reports, so depending on who you believe, Putin annexed a couple of more cities in Ukraine. And he said that in order to hold these new spaces that he's annexed, he's willing to do anything. That there's no option that's off the table, including nuclear. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
And just keep in mind what the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan said about this thing in Russia. He said it may come to nuclear weapons, that they will probably use nukes. And he said just a few months ago that in about a year, America will be fully involved in the war.
That's right.
Remember, he said that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right? So, you got wars and rumors of wars. You got famine. Listen.
Come on.
If you go to the grocery store and you get a bag of food and it costs you $75,
That's right.
no one understands that we are under a famine.
Yes, sir.
Right.
Relax.
That's right.
Trust and believe.
Yes, sir.
We are under a famine right now. Pestilence, of course, COVID-19.
Come on, sir. Come on.
Jumping off.
Yes, sir.
It ain't gone nowhere.
No, sir.
At this point, COVID is endemic.
Come on.
Y'all know what endemic means?
No.
Endemic means, like they said, it was pandemic, meaning that it was engulfing the entire world, right? It was something that was worldwide. But
Yes, sir.
endemic means that it is now here
Yes, sir.
to stay.
Come on.
This is where we at. I'm staying. I decided I'm gonna stay. So that's what COVID is now. Just like flu, just like the common cold, which, you know, they're all coronaviruses.
That's right.
You know what I'm saying? If you
Come
really
on.
study what these things are, these things have existed for as long as, you know, the enemy has been on the planet.
That's right.
But no one understands that Allah has already equipped each and every one of us with a defense mechanism to fight against any virus that they can introduce.
Come on, that's right. Come on, that's right.
So, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, let me get back to this beautiful black man, the most Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yes, sir.
He said that God appeared to him, of course, in the person of Master Fard Muhammad, and made himself known.
Come on.
That's important. That part's important. In July of 1930.
All right.
But he said that this great one, this great Mahdi, came in and out of America beginning in 1910. Right?
Come on.
So he was coming in and out of the country for 20 years before making himself known.
Right.
A judgment had already been made in the scripture.
Come on.
But Master Fard Muhammad came fulfilling that which was already written.
Come on. Come on.
Does that make sense?
Yes, sir.
The devil was given a time to rule for 6,000 years.
Come on.
Is that
That's
right?
Yes, that's right.
This time ended, his rule ended in 1914.
Yes, sir. Right. Fact. That's right.
That's a fact, right?
Yes, sir.
His time expired. So, in terms of the devil's world, man, it's over.
Come on.
That's right.
It's over. Finished.
It don't even exist.
True.
You and I, you and me, our people who are dead, we're the ones holding it up.
Come on.
That's right.
That's a fact, bro.
So God's kingdom really is already being ushered in. But we like, we like the levee.
Yes, sir. Hold it.
We like the levee, keeping the water from coming into the.
Come on, brother.
So, judgment comes when God comes.
That's
Is
right.
that right?
That's right. Yes, sir.
So, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that the country will begin to fall degree by degree.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Come on.
Witnessing.
That one of the weapons of Allah, according to the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, is the weapon of justice. That right there is powerful.
Yes, sir.
How is justice a weapon?
That's right. True.
Man. Justice is a weapon because God came and judged this nation based upon the injustice that you and I had received.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
So the whole world has to go because of what they did to us.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's right.
Do y'all realize that?
Yes,
How
sir.
valuable we are?
Yes, sir.
That the whole world has to go because of what they've done to us?
Yes, sir.
And the fact that they have refused, Brother Ahmad, to give us reparation?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
That's
Yes,
right.
sir.
They have refused absolutely to repair the damage, so the whole world got to go.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother.
Man, that's powerful, brother.
Yes, sir.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, their rule ended. So he says that not only is God going to use the weapon of justice, which he's using right now, but he's also going to use rain, hail,
Lord have mercy.
snow, earthquakes.
Come on. Come on. Come on.
Yes, sir.
That's what he said.
That's what he said.
That's what he said. I'm not making it up. So my book, y'all see my book beat up. But the four great judgments appear on page 157. And I just want to read just a little bit of what the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad said. Because we here now.
Yes, sir.
And I want y'all to just think about what's going on today. So the four great judgments of America. To be plagued with too much rain will destroy property and lives.
Florida.
It swells the rivers and creeks. Too much rain floods cities and towns. Large bodies of water at the ocean shorelines will be made to swell with unusually high waves, dumping billions of tons of water over the now seashore line. Does this sound familiar?
Come on. That's right.
Rain destroys property and kills cattle by drowning them in lowlands. Rain destroys the hiding places of vicious beasts and reptiles, bringing them out fighting in small towns and people's homes and farms. Rain weakens and destroys railroads, truck line beds, and bridges. Rain undermines foundations of all types of buildings. Rain makes the atmosphere too heavy with moisture, causing sickness. Wind with rain. What's a hurricane? Wind with rain.
Teach.
Can bring destruction to towns and cities, bringing various germs, causing sickness to the people. It produces unclean water by the swelling of streams and destroying reservoirs of pure drinking water used for the health of the people. Rain is also a destructive army within itself. Hailstones are also a property and life destroyer. Now this is what we're dealing with right now, right? Or as they say in the hood, right now.
Come on, brother. That's right. Teach, brother minister.
Right now. Look, this is Florida. Right now.
Right now.
Are y'all listening?
Yes, sir.
Skipped a whole bunch of black folks.
Look, rain weakens and destroys railroads, truck line, beds, and bridges. Are y'all looking at that?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
undermines foundations of all types of buildings. Rain makes the atmosphere too heavy with moisture causing sickness. This is Florida.
Look at God.
Won't he do it?
Look at
Man, this is where we at right now.
Yes, sir. Out in that house over there.
God. Both saying praise be to Allah.
Yes, sir.
Listen, these areas, you know, sometimes with these hurricanes, look at this.
Yeah.
Luxury yachts.
In Florida, they'll just stay. They'll weather the hurricane.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Because they're so used to it, right? But, oh man, the 4 great judgments of Allah, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and now the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who has been telling us, watch the weather.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Watch the weather.
That's what he said.
Watch the weather. Every time. Always had, well, they've had hurricanes. We don't know when hurricanes started. And I'm going to say that because I looked it up last night. Right? They don't know when hurricanes started. But they do know that hurricanes travel the same route
That we
Slave
travel.
ship.
as the transatlantic
Come on.
slave trade.
Yes, sir. Look like that's
Right? They know that.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That they start at the west coast of Africa
Yes, sir.
and they travel through the Atlantic, all the way through the Caribbean,
Yeah.
all the way to America, even up into Canada.
Come on. That's right.
But they always follow the same path.
Yes, sir.
There are people, you know, well, that's just where the warm weather is.
Think about that.
Come on, brother.
Water.
You go
You know, scientists got an explanation for everything.
Ain't gonna say it's a lot.
For everything.
Yes, sir.
But the one thing we're not going to say, Brother Mordecai, right, is Allah did this.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Because, and that's one thing, like, we can grab onto science because I believe in science too.
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Allah is the author of science.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
But these things, these storms, they display, if you watch this storm, if you watched Ian, they display a form of intelligence.
Facts.
That's right.
Facts. Facts.
Listen, I mean, my mom's people are from Bermuda. Brothers, people from Haiti. You know what I'm saying? We got island people all up in here. We all came, you know, from the west coast of Africa. And we all traveled that route. Some
Come
got
on.
dropped off earlier than others.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
But we all came from the same space, right?
Yes,
but
sir.
certain islands, Ian's just skipping over.
Tripping right over. Come on.
That's right.
Jump.
Like Bermuda, you get a little wind, you know what I'm saying? A little rain. They used to that. You know, Puerto Rico got hit a little bit. Cuba, they got hit a little bit, but this right here, they get hit with that.
Yeah, good. Skipped a whole bunch of black people.
They didn't get hit with that.
Go ahead.
They got yachts in Bermuda. They didn't get hit like that.
Come on, sir.
They still got power. What they're saying about Ian is that it looks to be the most expensive
Come on. Praise be to
and
Allah.
destructive storm in Florida's history.
Go ahead. Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah.
Think about that.
Think about that now. 'Cause
We
they
ain't
done
got
had Andrew, they done had Charlie, they done had all sorts of hurricanes running through Florida that caused wreck.
Yes, sir.
But like the minister said, watch the weather. The storms will intensify.
That's what I'm saying.
Man, this is where they're at. See, this is what, I'm gonna go back to this definition. See that bottom definition? A misfortune or calamity viewed as a divine punishment. A misfortune or calamity. This is a calamity, but it's not viewed as divine punishment.
It is.
This is absolutely divine.
What? Come on.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So, we're in Allah's judgment.
Come on.
We're in it right now. So, That's the bad part of Allah's judgment. Right?
Bad one, come on.
You know, depending on your perception. Because, you know, we don't pray for
Come on.
this sort of calamity to come our way. That's
No, sir. No, sir.
And, you know, depending on where you're at in the country, Allah got something for us too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
He got something for us too.
Went to the store.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Stay, sir.
But getting back to what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad mission and purpose was, not only in terms of telling us that God was here to judge, was his whole purpose is to, and the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, let me show him too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Love you, brother.
Their whole purpose is to warn us,
That's right.
right?
Yes, sir.
So that we can change our behavior and not be caught
Yes, sir. In the judgment.
in the judgment.
Yes, sir, brother. Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Because we all being judged.
Yes, sir. He's the truth.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
But we're judged upon what we know.
Yes, sir.
That's heavy.
If you don't know nothing, you ain't got nothing to worry about. If you don't know nothing, you ain't got nothing to worry about.
Right.
You're going to be oblivious anyway.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You're only responsible for what you know. Is that right?
That's a fact, brother.
You can't be responsible for that which you don't know.
That's right.
But once you know, it's like, okay, I got to do something different.
Yes, sir.
See, the enemy knows what he did to us.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
It's well documented.
Yes, sir. Very good. Yes, sir.
The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, he spoke to the Nubian Circle. And he said something, he said he was watching the funeral and, you know, all the pageantry that went on with
The Queen.
Queen
Come on,
Elizabeth
that's right.
and the coming in of King Charles. And he said he was reminded that this was the time of the end of the enemy.
That's right. That's what he said. That's right.
Yeah, it's so subtle.
Come on.
He did. He just said it so smooth.
So
like,
smooth.
like it's over.
Yeah.
Because he was reminded, because the British, under the Queen and before the Queen, they used to say that the sun, y'all heard this the sun never set on the British Empire. Never set.
Never sets.
Because they just had they had colonized so many. They had accumulated so much wealth.
Yes, sir.
That it didn't matter where it was at, man, there was always someone who was under their control.
That's right.
Everybody speaks English.
Come on.
But as the Queen reigned, they lost more and more and more colonies.
Yes, sir.
And now the monarchy is largely symbolic, right?
Come on. So they say.
They still got a lot of bread though.
Lot of bread.
Lot of bread.
Gold, man.
A lot of bread. They Charles is worth 28 billion or something
Come
like
on,
that.
sir. That's what we can count.
One of the largest landowners in the world.
Yes, sir.
Oh, easy.
But it still does not change the fact that their world is ended.
That's right.
Come on.
Sun is setting.
Yes, sir.
It's done. It's over.
Yes, sir.
But we, of course, are holding it up.
Yes, sir. Come on. Look at that. Come on. Come on. Come on. What's over there? Come on.
We holding it up.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
This is so powerful. So the Holy Quran, y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
In Surah, I'm gonna give this to you so you can write it down, because I want y'all to read this. But in Surah 88, Al-Ghashiyah, the overwhelming event. This talks about, again, the judgment. And what's going to happen on that day?
Yes, sir.
Overwhelming. That's a
Come on. Come on.
The overwhelming
serious
event.
word, brother.
So, listen, this is awesome. I love this.
Yes, sir.
But it paints a picture al-Ghashiyah, the overwhelming event. Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim, in the name of Allah, the Beneficent, the Merciful. Has there come to thee the news of the overwhelming event?
Come on.
That's a question. Faces on that day will be downcast, laboring, toiling, entering burning fire, made to drink from a boiling spring. They will have no food but of thorns, neither nourishing nor satisfying hunger.
Come on.
My God.
That's the first 7 verses, right? It describes what's going to happen in the judgment to those who are on the wrong side.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
Yes, sir.
But then it continues. Still talking about the overwhelming event, but it's talking about this new world that's coming in. Faces on that day will be happy, glad for their striving, in a lofty garden, wherein thou wilt hear no vain talk. Therein is a fountain flowing, therein are thrones raised high, and drinking cups ready placed, and cushions set in rows, and carpets spread out. See they not the clouds, how they are created, and the heaven, how it is raised high, and the mountains, how they are fixed, and the earth, how it is spread out? So remind, thou art only one to remind. Thou art not a warder over them, but whoever turns back and disbelieves, Allah will chastise him with the greatest chastisement. Surely to us is their return. Then it is for us to call them to account. Now I want to just go over that a little bit and get a picture as to where we are. Because these books, Bible and Quran, are about you and me.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But they're also about our enemy. And again, this scripture points to the judgment. So look, I want to show y'all something. We're gonna show you this again, and then I'm gonna read this. Y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Has there come to thee the news of the overwhelming event? Faces on that day will be downcast, laboring, toiling, entering burning fire, made to drink from a boiling spring. They will have no food but of thorns, neither nourishing nor satisfying hunger. Faces on, and then, okay, that's that part, right? So we got that. We got that picture, right?
Yes, sir.
Their faces are downturned, is that right?
Yes, sir. Facts.
Now I'm going to show y'all something.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all see that?
Yes, sir.
That's the latest edition of the Final Call News. Faces on that day will be happy,
Yes, sir.
glad for their striving, in a lofty garden, wherein thou wilt hear no vain talk. There is a fountain flowing, there are thrones raised high, and drinking cups ready placed, and cushions set in rows, and carpets spread out. See they not the clouds, how they are created, and the heaven, how it is raised high? Y'all know who that is, right? That's the black woman.
That's right.
That's right.
Do y'all know where a man can find his heaven?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
And the heaven, how it is raised high? And the mountains, how they are fixed, and the earth, how it is spread out. So remind. See, that's the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan right there.
Yes, sir.
Remind, Farrakhan, thou art only one to remind.
Yes, sir.
Thou art not a warder over them.
That's right.
He don't make us do nothing.
Nothing. Unfortunately. Come
He's
on.
not our warden,
Yes, sir.
standing over us, making us do this and making us do that.
That's
That's
right.
right. Come on.
But whoever turns back, oh man, are y'all listening?
Yes, sir.
Whoever
Yes,
turns
sir.
back and disbelieves, Allah will chastise him with the greatest chastisement. Surely to us is their return. Then it is for us to call them
to account.
Right.
See, that's the judge, right?
Yes, sir.
The judge is the only one who has the complete record. Are y'all listening?
Yes, sir.
Man, look, we almost there. The judge is the only one who has the complete record. So we're taught that there's a recording angel, right?
Yes, sir.
One on our right, one on our left.
That's right.
And at the end, when the balance is weighed, you know what I'm saying? Whichever one weighs the heaviest, man, that's what you get, right?
Yes, sir.
But it ain't on nobody else but you.
Yes, sir.
Is that right?
Yes,
It
sir.
ain't on nobody else but you.
Belongs to you.
Man, oh man, I love it. But we are absolutely, if we're with this man Farrakhan, on the right side, right?
Yes, sir.
A new mind, a new woman, a new world. Man, all praises due to Allah, man. I love it, the cover of this paper.
Me too.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
beautiful. So, the white man's world expired in what year?
1914.
1914.
That's right.
We were given because, you know, God hadn't even showed up yet. What Allah calls and what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad called grace.
That's right. Grace period.
The enemy was given grace. Giving us time to get ourselves together, right?
Yes, sir.
So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Said that, again, the white man's world expired in 1914, but we were given grace. 60 years of grace, not to exceed 7. Right?
That's right.
Y'all ready to do some math?
Yes,
Come on,
sir.
sir.
Come on.
So 60 years from 1914 is what?
1970.
Come on, quick. 1974, right?
Yeah, 1974.
Anybody know when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad left?
1974.
1975.
75.
Yes, sir.
1975. That's pretty close though, right?
That's very close.
Considering that he really didn't start his mission until 1931 anyway. Allah made himself known in 1930. He didn't meet, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad didn't meet him until September of that month. So towards the end of that year. So in truth, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, his teaching really didn't start until early 1931,
Yeah.
right?
Yes, sir.
60 years, not to exceed 70. But he leaves in 1975. That's 60 years, right? But we still wasn't ready.
All right.
We still in the way. Many of us hadn't even heard the word because in my case, you know, I was a little boy. I was like 2 or 3 years old when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad left. So Allah, He is the beneficent, the most merciful, right?
Yes, sir.
We always say Bismillahirrahmanirrahim, the beneficent, the most merciful. But in some versions or translations of the Quran, it'll say the most gracious,
Yes, sir.
the most merciful,
That's right.
right? So beneficence and graciousness are somewhat synonymous. Y'all following me?
Yes, sir.
So grace, according to what Christian scholars would say, is undeserved love and mercy and goodness. So the Christians will always talk about God's grace. In the church we sing that song, Amazing Grace. Right?
Oh, I'll slave you.
How sweet is that? Save the wretch like me. Right?
Amazing grace. Because God's grace, man, is just like beneficence. When we say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, the beneficent, Rahman is the beneficent. Same as grace. But grace really starts not when the messenger's mission begins. It really starts when Allah's real grace begins.
Yes, sir.
That wasn't in 1914, because that was when judgment was issued. But the grace starts when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad receives his greatest gift,
That's right.
Yes, sir.
which was from Allah.
That's right.
The grace starts when the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan walks into the door. Are y'all listening?
Yes, sir.
So the Honorable Minister Farrakhan, we always say that he's our divine reminder. We always say that he's a mercy from Allah. Why? He's a mercy because he's reminding us that God came. That God actually is present. But we didn't get to witness Master Fard Muhammad.
Come on.
Many of us didn't get to witness the most honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Come on.
But we're witnessing them through him.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Facts.
So he is grace. He is amazing grace.
Come on.
Right?
In person.
In person, because we wouldn't have been saved.
Facts, brother.
All right.
Who would have saved the rest like me? If
Come
it
on.
wasn't
Come
for
on.
Farrakhan.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There wasn't nobody else. I don't know about y'all. Maybe it's just me.
No.
No, sir.
That's grace.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
That's God's grace. But remember, grace, how does the enemy define grace? I said it. It's God's mercies, unending love, undeserving
That's
love.
right.
And that's all good,
That's
right?
right.
But we like, of course, we definitely, I said in the beginning, I love words, because I love to know what I'm talking about.
All right.
Look at this now. Grace literally means favor. Alright, I'm gonna go back to him. Grace literally means favor. You alright?
Yes, sir.
It's from the Hebrew shen, from the root word shanan. To bend or stoop in kindness to another as a superior to an inferior.
Ass.
We right there. We
Yes,
right
sir.
there. We right there. Now I want y'all to visualize this, right? Grace, to bend or stoop in kindness
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
as a superior to an inferior.
Nice.
That's powerful.
Yes, sir. Yes,
Bring it
sir.
home, brother. Bring it home.
That's powerful now, because now you gotta visualize God bending and stooping to you and me.
That's right.
Praise be to Allah.
Are you listening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's
By
all.
giving us Him.
That's right. Come on.
Man, are y'all seeing this?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I mean, look at that word again. This is grace, favor. It don't start until the knot is loosed in Moses' tongue.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
Cause y'all can say I didn't understand what that man was saying.
Come on, wait, that's right.
Elijah, he stuttered too much. I didn't understand what he's saying.
Come on. That's right.
But you damn sure understand what he's saying. There's no doubt about it. You understand what he's saying. His words are clear.
Yes, sir.
The trumpet blow.
Come on, fool can understand.
Let the trumpet blow.
The Honorable Elijah Muhammad give us 5 books, right? Man, beautifully written.
Sure.
He said, man, I make the truth so plain, a fool will find it hard to err.
Come on.
But then on top of this, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan give us now 22 study guides.
Oh, come on.
Are y'all listening?
Yes, sir.
See, the word has been made clear.
Crystal clear.
Oh, man. See, brothers and sisters, we're in Allah's judgment.
Yes, sir.
But and this is what I want us to take away from this. We're in Allah's judgment. But as the enemy's world is going out, ours is coming in.
That's right. Yes, sir.
If the devil rule is up, then that means God is ruling.
Come on.
And if we are in God's favor, man, that means you and me, we ruling.
Come on.
Yes, sir. Praise be to Allah.
That means that whatever we want, you can have it.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I just gotta ask.
All you gotta do is ask Allah. Don't just stop there. Ask Allah in the person of Master Fard Muhammad.
That's right.
With the name of the Most High.
Come on.
Ask him.
Yes, sir.
Ask him by name.
Yes, sir.
And watch him bless
You
you.
better try it out.
It's where we at.
Yes.
You can't get away from it. The devil's world is gone.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
It's finished.
Yes,
That's right.
Grace has already been here 60 years, not to exceed 70. Do the math. See, 2025, it's over. That's 70 years.
Yes, sir.
Not to exceed. Go ahead, bro.
Not to exceed 70.
Come on.
We in it. The Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan get ready to leave.
Go ahead.
Yes, sir.
And once he gone, man, all hell gonna break loose.
Yes, sir.
I'm told.
Yes,
Like
sir.
there's hurricanes right now. And the thing I wanted to say about Ian, the most expensive and destructive storm in Florida's history, is it's just the beginning
Of Saul.
It's the beginning of sorrows, but more importantly, it's the beginning of the hurricane season.
Yes, sir.
Just started.
Ain't that something?
Just started. Allah's judgment, man, is in full effect,
Yes,
man.
sir. Yes, sir.
Man, y'all all right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
I'll be
sir.
out of here, man.
Yes, sir.
I hope, man, look, I hope and pray that this, that y'all receive this, man, because this is real, man.
That's right. It's real.
This favor, that's real.
Yes, sir.
And when you talk about God's grace, that's really what it is. It's God. Look, he's stooping in kindness to us.
My God.
You ever wonder why we're styled in our supreme wisdom as the uncle of Mr. W.D. Farr?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead.
Come on, tell us.
Yes, sir.
That means God's your nephew.
That's a lot to take in, man.
Right?
Yes, sir.
And man, I don't know if you got nephews, but I got nephews. I love my nephews.
Yes,
sir. Never yelled at my nephews, never punished my nephews. My children, I did. But your nephew, man, you gonna look out to him. He call you when he don't call his daddy.
That's right.
Think that over.
Come on. That's right.
Think that over. Because you still that male figure, that father figure, but you're not his daddy.
That's right.
You're not the authority over him. So he can share with you more, right? Are y'all listening?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm done, man. I'm done. Praise be to Allah. It's your brother Herman, Supreme Style Muhammad. Just wanted to drop in and let you know what we have going on. In addition to our community work that we've been doing for years, and in addition to being the sole proprietor of Supreme Style Barbershop, where we've been serving the community for close to 25 years, now we've partnered up with an insurance company called Ethos in an effort to help our people with life insurance. That's something that we all need. I know it's something that we don't want to think about, but it is something that we all need if we want to leave anything to our loved ones when we leave this space. So do me a favor, click on the link or go to our website astar2.com and click on the Ethos page. We'll see you on the other side.
I'm a DJ in your town, looking for direction, matter of fact the produce section. Can I get more? On the way to school, walking by the prison door, plus 2 liquor stores and a dog park. Talk about an eyesore when the post park. Have you ever seen a collard green when it grow up? No, show up.